What's good? What's good, everybody? Today, I just kind of wanted to go over a couple questions. Well, things that I've been hearing and just commentary that I've been hearing regarding this YNW Melly case. And we're just curious about something that I'm also was curious about is why is he not just facing life? Why is the death penalty on the table for this young man? We hear about a lot of mass shootings. We hear about a lot of different things and crimes that are we might find, egregious or outside our moral, standards. But this one particularly seems like it's just questions around it, and the audience is asking. So I figured, hey, why don't we dig deeper and find out what's going on? Why exactly is YNW Melly facing the death penalty?
Past. Shouldn't they get life for that regardless? This is from Ryan Mercer from YouTube, Terry.
Well, look, the shots that killed the two victims, at least according to the medical examiners who did the autopsies for each of them, were from inside the car. At least that's what they're claiming. And then the prosecution is saying that it was staged, that in fact the car was, shot up by both of the defendants and trying to make it look like it was a drive-by. Now, the death penalty is for crimes that are, heinous and atrocious, and they're asking for the death penalty because they are claiming that it's exactly that. They're claiming that it's gang related. They're claiming, that it was something that was premeditated. And
So you see that, like, even with those statements, they're saying it's premeditated. They're saying that he took the extra step when he stepped out the car, and what they believe allegedly happened is that he tried to mimic a drive-by shooting. So they're saying that shooting actually occurred in a car. That was the first egregious activity, and then he took it another step when he stepped outside the car to try to now cover his tracks allegedly and try to stage a drive-by shooting.
because of those reasons, that's why we have that death penalty. I don't know if this is a case that people would say is a death penalty case. The fact that they drove and ultimately shot into the car to make it look like something, at least that's what the prosecution is claiming. Does that make it a more aggravating factor, more heinous? Perhaps, and perhaps that was one of the issues that went into the prosecutor trying to decide whether or not to make this a death penalty case. So the totality of the circumstances, I think, is what made them decide to do it. Whether it's the right thing to do or not, we've had some discussion about, death penalty is very serious. Do they have enough evidence to make this a death penalty case? Will the fact that it's a death penalty case make the jury think twice about convicting? Those are all the things the prosecution should have taken into consideration, and I'm sure they did, and they decided to bring it as a death penalty case.
Mm-hmm.
No, she made a great point with that last thing, where she's saying that pretty much the fact that you put the death penalty on the table, which is pretty much capital punishment, that's what they call it. It now makes, I think most jury will be okay. This person is guilty. They deserve to spend the rest of their time in jail. That's one decision. But then also having the culpability of your decision now taking another's life, some might be a little bit more hesitant. Some might be a little bit more less willing to say yes on that or say guilty on that, shall we say. So I do think by them even putting the death penalty on the table is a burden and a challenge now versus just the life which his partner is actually facing, YNW Portland. So, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I hope justice is served for both all sides of the party. And at the end of the day, I hope I am cheering for Melly that I do think that this case that, but I don't want to see this young man get the death penalty or capital punishment. Hopefully, life or whatever. But hopefully the evidence comes out on his side and that he actually is innocent. These are his close friends, so this is a very touchy subject, and I definitely want to wait until all the evidence is out, so that way that man has a chance to he is innocent until proven guilty. So I definitely want to afford him that. And definitely want to say rest in peace to all parties and condolences to the families involved with this. This is a very tragic incident. And when you look, if you're following the case and looking at the details, it's quite amazing. It's quite overwhelming. And at the end of the day, it's a lot of talented people involved, a lot of young people involved, and it's just such a tragic story. And I wish it was different. But let me know what you guys think. Please subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we're gonna keep following this Melly case until we see what's going on. Holla.